Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alexis, this is Lazarus, and we're both co-founders of FireX.ai. At FireX.ai, we're developing the next generation of global wildfire risk assessment tools. I took this picture about a month ago when I was evacuated from my home in Athens because of a wildfire that was approaching. It was really shocking to wake up in the morning and having to gather all of your belongings and decide what you're going to take with you and what you're going to leave behind and possibly never see again. Wildfires are a global problem. Last year, there were significant financial implications through wildfires. Also, there have been significant tolls on the environment, with large natural habitats being destroyed and large amounts of forest being lost to flames. To put that into perspective, last year alone, globally, wildfires emitted more than 20 times the total CO2 emissions of the whole UK. Wildfires pose challenges for many different sectors. Fire departments have to tackle larger, more severe, and more frequent wildfires every year. And with limited resources, this is a very difficult problem for them. Also for insurance companies, growing risk every year and having difficulties projecting this into the future is a problem they are facing, especially with climate change. It is important for society to adopt the necessary tools in order to become more resilient towards this global problem. This is why we at FireX.ai are developing the next generation of dynamic wildfire risk assessment tools. Our risk maps are applicable on a global level, and we take more than 20 different factors into account in order to deliver a precise and state-of-the-art risk assessment. We even take different climate models into account to see how the behavior of different wildfires will change in the future.
This is a risk map that we generated for a region impacted by wildfires earlier this summer, where in darker red you can see higher risk and in lighter red you can see lower risk. We compared our prediction with the actual fires that happened, shown in the shaded region. And as you can see, we have a quite high accuracy in classifying the burned region as high risk. And we were consistent in doing so also for other fire case scenarios. Our technology can be used by fire departments in order to understand better the areas of high risk and mitigate the effects of these fires by adjusting their limited resources more effectively in the field. Also, insurance companies can understand better the risk of their insured properties and take actions to mitigate the risk of their portfolios. Also, they can project the risk to the future and understand how their portfolio risk will evolve with climate change, adjusting their prices accordingly. Our tool can also be used by other sectors, such as municipalities, carbon credits, and also real estate agents. We're a multidisciplinary team of diverse expertise, ranging from fire modeling to climate research and machine learning. And we have access to experts in business and technical aspects, thanks to Greenhouse and also CGFI. If you work in the insurance industry or in a governmental agency impacted by wildfires, we would like to talk to you later in our stand. Thank you very much.
Right, time for questions. And as we open up menti.com for you to submit those, let me start with one about how you started your pitch, which was the shocking story of your personal experience in Greece with wildfires. This seems to be a problem for hotter regions. Are there any customers for your product in the UK?
Due to climate change, this has become already a global problem and will become more in the future. And actually, wildfires in the UK are increasing, and in the past few years have been increasing a lot in areas such as Scotland and Wales as well. So we think that in the next few years will be a problem for the UK and not to be underestimated.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What data do you consume to come up with the predictions?
We have many different data streams. We also use satellite data, but we use a lot of data that we generate ourselves through our physical models. And we basically use all of these different data sources in order to create a state-of-the-art risk prediction.
Okay, moving on. Can you extend to other types of natural catastrophe?
We have a very modular framework that we use, and it is possible that we can use it also for other natural catastrophes, but fires is quite a difficult one to tackle, so first of all, we're going to go with that. Yeah.
Is your business model SaaS or climate risk consultancy?
the business models that will provide the risk maps and the data to the companies or to the fire departments, and they will use them to adjust their strategies or their pricing accordingly. So it's a B2B.
Okay. Where are you in the product development phase?
We generated a minimum viable product that works for Cyprus and Greece, the whole Mediterranean region. We're trying to test the tech in a smaller region, for example, for Cyprus. And when we complete this phase, we go for a more global product, hopefully within the next period.
Okay, moving on, there's a lot of activity in this field. Who are your biggest competitors and how do you differentiate from them?
That's true, there are quite some competitors, but we are trying to bring more advanced analytics and more advanced models in this. The biggest ones are in the US, and we're trying to bring this technology to Europe, which lacks quite some prerequisites and some data. So we needed to gather this data for Europe. We developed our model and trying to combine physical modeling and data-driven models, which is the competitors are mostly either purely data-driven or purely physical modeling.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What machine learning models do you use? How does this enable efficiency in your product?
So we use many different machine learning models, that we've developed in-house. And these are quite important for us to be able to run our physical models on top and also calibrate these. And this is basically the technology that we envision that we can scale it up to a global level. Yes.
Fantastic. Where wildfires are sadly initiated by human arson, does this add a level of complexity and error to the real risk beyond what your tools currently predict?
Yeah, so that's very true. Most wildfires, at least here in Europe, come from human causes. But we also take that into account because it is very important to be able to see where human activity can play a big role. And this is definitely something that we have incorporated into our models because it's very significant.
Mm-hmm. Are you giving insurers a tool or an excuse with which to price out or exclude homeowners in vulnerable areas, asks one audience member.
We are also planning to do some mitigation strategies for homeowners. So the idea is to advise insurance companies of high-risk areas, and they will advise our customers to do some specific actions in order to reduce their risk and reduce their pricing strategy. So the insurance fee will be decreased after the risk is decreased by the homeowner.
Okay, that brings us to time. Well done. Thank you.